what's happening. They're up close and personal with Low. The question, the answer, and the truth. The other day I had left off on hold on, before I get into that, I had said the last time that I was the youngest person that watched a prison into 2026 when they shut Alto down. My bad. They shut Alto down in 2006 and changed it from being a man prison to a woman prison. And today it's still a woman prison. But I had touched on what would me now tell the 18-year-old me when I caught that time. You know, I ain't big on putting sugar on shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight shit, no sugar over here. Gotta let people know that it for real. Like, shit for real. But I just would have told them, like, hey, you here now. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no sense of crying, ain't no sense of moping. You here, cause do what you had to want. Cause you got to know when you in the street. You know what I'm saying? Your options become limited. You can even pinpoint them. But I just would have told the 18-year-old me, man, don't feed into a lot of things. You ain't gotta react. You ain't gotta respond. You ain't even gotta entertain it. You ain't even gotta acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't no immediate threat to you, don't even take it serious, man. A lot of people, and I can't say it peer pressure because if you're a kid, I can kind of go for peer pressure, but once you get to an adult, you can't use the peer pressure tag. And I ain't never had to, but anything I did, I wanted to do it, even if it was stupid. Cause like I said, I was stuck on stupid. But I just would have told them, like, hey man, just make better decisions, you know what I'm saying? Stop taking people serious. Everybody ain't meant to be taken serious. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of problems come from. People give people too much, I ain't gonna say credit. It's a word. It can't come to me right now. It won't come to me right now, but most people put themselves in situations, especially dealing with other people, because it's like you giving them more than you supposed to, or you looking for them to give you more than you should be looking for, if that makes sense. It get deeper than that though. But it's like when somebody show you something, you ain't gotta mad the gas and take it to their screen. Just accept it for what it were. They might not rock with you how you rock with them. They might not care about you how you care about them. They might not be willing to go for broke for you if you willing to go for broke with them. So, the signs always be there, but our lack of judgment or whatever you want to call it, it just don't be there, or maybe we just trick ourselves to put it there. But yeah, so me being at Waycross, people were more structured. Like, you hear the term inmate, convict, all of that. It's one and the same. It's just like different levels. You would have to say, an inmate is a rookie and a convict is a veteran. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to pick how things played out, I'm kind of glad Waycross was my first camp, being that it was. I don't know what would have happened if I would have went to another camp, been around other people. But the people I was around at Waycross, I think the time was perfect since I had to be there. You know what I'm saying? When I got there, it was laid back. It really wasn't that going on. I think somebody ended up getting killed right before I transferred in '07, before I went to Smith. I think dude had like less than 2 weeks before he got knocked off. But me getting in trouble with like some stupid stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was stuck on stupid. Or might be going to chow. Police tell me to tie my boot. So I might cuss, might go to the hole. That's so stupid, because if you gotta be in the box, and like I say, mom was coming through with some bread, dad was coming through with some bread, You got people who had nothing who thought I had a bag and really ain't got no bag and never had no bag. My people ain't neither, but my mom and my dad were able to send me a few dollars and I was just able to make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ran a little store here and there, started playing a little ticket here and there, but never that major. And like I said, I ain't never killed no mule, never been in the loop. But I remember, like I say, going to the hole every time you turn around, I was in the hole. And when you on the block, man, if you got people who able to send you money or care enough about you to send you money, ain't no sense of going to the bar because you're going to get store restriction, phone restriction, packet restriction. Then they start hitting you with the visitation restriction. So, like, you would, unfortunately, you would have to leave that off for the people who really ain't got nothing going on and really don't care to have nothing going on because that's stupid. You got people, sending you some money you can't even spend. You can't buy nothing but some stamps. But you on phone restriction. And like I said, did before the evolution of cell phone, because I was at Reedville, which is Georgia State Prison, when the cell phone got heavy. That was like I got there in 2008. I was on high max. I left Smith State Prison, went to Georgia State Prison, which is Reedville on high max. They gave me 5 years, but I did 2 months some change. But I saw on the officer, he really pimped me. He kicked my arm in a flap, and just so happened I had a little slicer, which is a razor, and I hit it at him. Man, that thing bad enough, dude. But they gave me 5 years high max for that. But back to West State Prison. Going to the hole for stupid stuff, man. Pody tell me to tie my boots. I cuss him out, go to the hole. Pody tell you tuck your shirt in, cuss him out, go to the hole. That was stupid. But going back and forth to the hole like that, it made me appreciate solitude. Like, I'm stuck in the cell, can't come out. Like, unless you go into the shower or going to the yard, which I rarely did, or you going to medical or something. Like, that's the only time you coming out that cell. But it gave me solitude because I learned to tap into my inner self. Just started thinking, started running across some books, started reading. And those books, I was able to take what the book was talking about. And like I said, anything you see or hear, 9 times, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10. I'm gonna say 7 times out of 10, it's something in what you read or what you see or what you hear that you could just take out, because it might apply to you in some form or fashion. And the rest of it, just put it back out there into the universe. But when you hear something and it makes sense, not just because it sounds good, now if it makes sense, take it and you might use it later on in your life, however. But I remember in my little mind, I thought I had came up with like when you think of something and you go through with it and it work, that kind of make you feel good when you used to playing 8 work, playing beat that fire. Like when you used to trying somehow, or Cat Williams say about the tiger, or trying, don't work, trying, don't work. It does into you. It does into your mental. So like how Cat said, start down yourself. Am I really a tiger? Like damn, I really got down. You know what I'm saying? It does into your mental. So when I feel I was on stroke, now let me see how that played out. I had a DR. They gave me a walking DR. A walking DR when you don't go to the hole, but you still got to go to DR coat. All right. So I know for a fact I'm going to DR coat next week. Cause like I say, back in the day, it was kind of more scarce. So you get a DR. If it ain't no walking DR, you go into the hole. You're going to go to DR. You're going to get investigated for the DR within 72 hours. And you go on the DR coat within 7 days. Whatever they give you, you pretty much going to get out, get time finished, or maybe one day after before the change they got real crowded. So I got to walk in DR. And I'm like, I know I'm going to get store restriction. So I'm like, my money hit late. And back then, the way they were doing the commissary, if people could send a money order to the chain gang, and they'll just put it on your book. When you get the envelope, you'll see a stamp on it, the stamp with red. That when nigga be like, I don't want no mail, this got that blood on it. Got the stamp be on the back of the envelope red with how much money your people don't sent you. So my money had hit a day late. They were doing it I was a 50-man dorm. Everybody had different store day according to your last name. I want to say my day was like Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was. So I'm sitting here looking crazy. I'm like, man, gotta go a whole another week without store. And like I said, at that time I don't start ringing. I don't been back and forth in the hole, learn how to think, start applying little stuff that I'm thinking about. Just learn how to maneuver a little better. 'Cause like I say, I was young and dumb. So I was like, the whole go to the store on such and such date. I don't miss my store date. It's a little Migo working hole. He was pretty cool. I ain't know him like that, but back there in the hole, he was pretty cool. He never did too much. Yesterday really be laid back. But I'm like, I wonder if I get home a store sheet, tell him, or if I make store, I'll throw him a few items. When you hear items, you just really talking about soups and honey buns, zoom, and wow. I call them Scooby Snack. But like, I wonder if I get home a store sheet and he put it in the whole store box. And I could try to get the officer to be like, hey man, I was in the hole, but I got out. So they probably gonna bring my store to the hole, but I talked to the officer, he called the store, he told him call. Back then, officer really didn't care about you like that too. They really care about your list now. But I went to him and said, hey man, no, I was in the hole, I got out. And I was just trying to make sure if I can still get my store. And he called, you know what I'm saying? So he called, they were like, yo, we got his store sheet. Once we finish the hole, we're gonna come back up here and you can send them up. Ooh, ooh. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, but I just jammed. So I just thought about it and I made it happen. So I feel kind of good about myself. 'Cause like, if you think about it, there are ways around everything, even the people who don't escape prison. Everybody don't escape because everybody ain't got that ability to think. Don't nobody want to be there, but very few people escape. So it takes a whole different type of thought pattern and thought process to figure out how to get out of it when they designed to keep you in there. And I said that to say this. It made me feel good. I went for to go to the store, got the money, got there late. I thought about some and I put it into fruition and it happened. So I'm like, cool, shot me go fast soup. I'm like, okay, cool. But that was just a small thing when I was talking about people don't know how to think, people don't know how to process their thought. And I really didn't. And I'm still trying to master it now. But like I said, when you tired, man, there are things you can do to get around being tired. Like, don't nobody really want to work, at least not forever, you know what I'm saying? So there are really steps that you can take and things that you can do to boss up. Like, you just gonna have to stop doing a whole lot of stuff and you're gonna have to start doing a whole lot of stuff and just don't let what you're doing and what you don't supposed to do contradict each other. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you want it, something gotta be done. So you either gonna do it or you ain't. And what I'm basically saying, you ain't gonna do it, just be quiet, man. Stop talking. Stop talking and start doing, cause don't nobody really wanna hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Just stop talking about it and just do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, when I went to High Max, like I ain't really stayed at Smith that long. I probably stayed at Smith probably about 7 months. But it was I see Smith now on some of the little video what was going on. I don't know. I hope them niggas get their shit together, man, because even though you gotta be in there, and I don't know what half of the beef be about. Like I said, I ain't never really had no beef in there. My beef was with the police. But I hope them niggas get their shit together, man. Like, that ain't how you do time, man. Like, I don't know about the politics or the little stuff, but everybody know you can't get no money with the police on your back and all that. You know what I'm saying? So shit, man. And a few people I know that don't been around, I seen them don't got killed or whatever. Someone don't did they self, and I'm like, damn, boy. And I did 15 unscarred. Man, shit, that shit get real, man. Now I'm out here now. And I ain't got nothing to prove, man. I fought my life up. Back out here not taking it 2 days at a time. Like shit, it is what it is. I fucked up. Now I'm trying to catch up. But I ain't on no stupid shit. I don't care what I ain't got. It's some shit I ain't finna do. Like I ain't finna play with the police, man. I ain't trying to see them folk. I ain't trying to talk to them folk. I ain't trying to hear from them folk. A few people don't pull it up on me talking about, hey, boy, we can, like, no, we can't, but you can. Like, shit, I hope you don't, but Yeah, no, but I ain't doing it. Yeah, no. I go hit the little clock and try to figure it out. Play me a scratch out here and there, play me some number here and there. But I ain't playing with the law. And now, the way it's set up, you got people out here that they portray that raw, and they seem authentic, but you gotta think about it. It's a law. I don't know about every state, but Georgia, whoever squeal first get the deal first. So you can imagine you out here, you on that type of time, you doing this, you doing that, and we're just gonna say it's a clique of 4 niggas, and 2 of these niggas already know they gonna tell if y'all ever get caught. So the authenticity of y'all kicking it ain't even neutral because yeah, he out here doing the same thing you doing. He mashing the gas too. But the way the law work, they don't care. That's why me and somebody else can go kill somebody. But if I tell them, they gonna cut me a break. But that's crazy because we both still did it. But that's another mental deception where J. Edgar brought into play. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. Like, they gonna always do what they gonna do. But we just need to tear down the structure that could be built. You know how people always talking about, oh man, all black people gotta do it, come together. They've been saying that since I was legit. I just turned 39 the other day. So if all we gotta do is come together, you would think we would have been did it, but some kind of way they don't demolish the foundation. So anything now people just really be talking. It's okay because eventually more people might lean to it, but people saying, oh, people starting to wake up, all we gotta do is this, all we gotta do is that. We've been saying that same thing about 20 plus years now, far that I know. So this all we gotta do, why we ain't did it yet. Y'all know I don't got off track, but that's just how life is, man. You even got training that don't came off track before. But the moral of the story is, man, you just gotta stay focused. If it's something you want, it's something you gotta do to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay, like I ain't got no issues, I ain't got no resentment toward nothing because I feel like I came out alright. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here now doing what I do. Ain't got no issue, no problem. And like I said in one of my songs, I ain't got no beef, ain't got no op. They bring the police and I ain't trying to see no cops. Don't want no smoke. Don't want no baddies. They're trying to stack their money and buy some properties. Call me a lame, cause I ain't gang. 13 straight years in the bar, yeah, I don't change. Been through some things, but I still stand. Going through some things, but I still manage. And I used to be piped up too, ready for whatever like you. All gas, no break, ready to crash out too. Dead end living, no force given. Started over my grave and landed in the penitentiary. But man, life is for real, man. So you gotta be for real. Ain't nothing wrong with playing here and there, kicking it here and there, but you gotta look at what's going on. Like these our neighborhood. Give a fuck that we don't own no homes and shit, like the majority. But you gotta think about it when you, cause we always used to say back in the day, a white folk neighborhood, a white folk neighborhood. Them people neighborhood look better than the hood because they take care of it. I don't care if they own the house or not. But you ride through the hood, you got trash and shit all on the ground, billboards everywhere. And that shit psychological. It's still our shit. We around here. Kids shouldn't have to go outside and see calmness all in the yard and shit. So that we mentally dirty. You see what I'm saying? And I used to be a part of that. And now I remember I was around with a nigga. We had on got out, seen some nigga we know had on got out. So, I'm smoking a cigarette. And when I get finished, I roll my fire out and I roll my little cigarette butt up and I put it in my pocket. Like, but what the hell you got going on? What the hell you doing? But I smoke some chain and shit. I'm like, no, nigga, I don't just want to throw the little shit on the ground. Nigga, I don't know these folk like that. Like, the nigga we know them, but they had somebody else. I don't know them folk like that. Just be throwing cigarette butts in their yard. Man, I ain't on that type of time. I'm putting shit in my pocket. And goddamn, when we having to walk by a track can, I put that shit in the track can. If not, when we stop by the store, I put that shit in the track can by the gas pump. Nigga like, oh man, you Johnny that. I'm like, Johnny that. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, man, they're low. up close and personal, man. We're just tapping in. I'm gonna try to be consistent, but life be life. But shit, I'm built for it. Holla.